Welcome to the playoffs. Vicksburg High Gator football postseason as they take on West Point. It's been a few years since we played West Point. The last time I wasn't a part of it, I had a long road trip and I missed that game, but I was told about it. It's a long ride. It's one of those deals. I did the Columbus, so I guess can we put the same can we put it in the same vein as Columbus in terms of the length of the road trip, Coach?
Yeah, it'd probably be it'd be around the same distance to
Yeah.
get in the car and go. I mean, the bus and go and play a football game. But I mean, when 7 o'clock hit, don't none of that matter.
Yeah.
It's about football at that point.
Well, it is the third season, Jamboree, the regular season, and the postseason. Vicksburg taking on West Point. West Point is 10-0, scoring a bunch of points. They've only given up 20 points in the last 3 games, so got to deal with a very good team here in the green wave of West Point. Glad you can join us here for Gator football on 107.7 WVBG as we get ready for the postseason. Coach Chris Lacey, Coach, we appreciate it once again.
Yes, sir.
Coming off a winless season a year ago, back in the postseason, as we put a capper on the regular season, just talk about some of the highs, the lows. I mean, this is not kind of how you want to get into the postseason. You want to be playing pretty well. We've lost 3 in a row. And so do you put that behind you? Do you still look at what we have to do to be on the positive side, momentum-wise, going in? But let's start with the regular season, just the improvements there, considering this time last year we did not win a game.
Well, I'm excited of how the kids responded to the 0-10 season and kind of putting it away and coming into this season and excuse me, just locking in and doing what they're supposed to do this year. We made a lot of changes within the field house. We added some coaches. We cleaned up some stuff. We had to let some people go. We had to let some people come in. So just doing that overhaul kind of, I guess, helped us within the season. And then just putting, a couple things back in order. Me going back to the defensive side of the ball, I think it helped our defense out a lot. Getting some other guys over there on the offensive side of the ball, I think that helped out. We improved on special teams a ton. I think that was one of the biggest improvements to me since, I've been here, just how we attacked special teams and gave it its own energy and everything like that. So I'm excited with how we responded and, got back to, building what it is that we're trying to build. This is my 3rd year being a head coach, so to make the playoffs 2 times out of the 3 years that I've been a head coach is good. A lot of people don't do that. So it's fun, and we're just going to get ready for this one.
After the winless season, feel like you had to tear it all down and rebuild, or did you feel like it was just a matter of a tweak here, an addition here, a subtraction here to get us in the
Yeah, it was just learning to me. Just me personally as a head coach, you can be around different head coaches. You can take stuff from them. I learned from Coach Hughes, Coach Morgan, Coach Brewer, like any head coach, Coach Davis, anybody I've been around, McDaniel, anybody. But you got to find a way to make it your own. And then at the same time, regardless, everybody's situation is going to be different because of all the different variables that come with it. So my variables are totally different than all those other guys had to deal with their head coaching stints. So I had to learn how to, manage mine and kind of be myself. And if you be yourself in this, you'll be all right. When you try to start being all these other different type of people, that's where you mess up.
Well, when you look at this season, Coach, we started off in Natchez and a big win there, and then a big win in district, with Florence. So the season opener against Natchez was a huge win. The district opening win against Florence was a huge win. But now the last 3 games, how much have you looked at the last 3, or do you just put that aside and just say, look, we're in the playoffs. There are a lot of teams that wish they can be in this position to play in the playoffs. Do you look at it that way, or man, we got some things to fix and have to accelerate getting ready to play one of the best teams in the state?
Well, if anybody knows anything about me, whether we beat a team that's 0-10 by 30 or we beat somebody real good, I'm always looking at the mistakes. And I'm always saying to myself, if we're playing the number 1 team in the state of Mississippi or this is a championship games, will these mistakes hurt us in those games? And that's what I'm always trying to correct. And the last three hadn't done a good job of correcting them because we've been shut out offensively 9 out of the last 12 quarters. And that's not good. I mean, they say defense win championships. And if they don't score, they don't win. But if you don't score, you don't win either. So trying to find a way to get in the end zone is the challenge right now. And the expectation is high because I got 20-some seniors on my offense. So we got to get in the end zone. We just got to find ways as coaches to figure out how to get them there. And I think if we can do that, we can play with anybody, if we get in the end zone.
But
So,
what has been the challenge offensively? Because at one point, against Florence, almost 40 points in that game, and just even though the low scoring game with Natchez, even Ridgeland, I mean, just the other games we've put points on the board, but in the last three, as you mentioned, it has been a struggle. Where does it start? Does it start with quarterback play, not running the football effectively, turning it over? What is the cause or causes of our offense kind of going flat?
well, one is coaches not trying to do something else out of what you believe in. Like whatever it is that you do well, you need to do it. I feel sometimes even me, might hit the panic button and you go to doing stuff that you just normally don't isn't a strength of what you do. So in order for us to be successful, we gotta stay within them parameters and do what it is that you're supposed to do. And then the other thing is just getting the kids to believe in what we're doing. What got us here? What do people respect about us? And doing that and executing it. So those three things are kind of what I would say is kind of keeping us out of it. But in practice, we just gotta believe in it and practice it and get ready to use it.
Is it a physical thing or is it a mental?
Nah, it's a mental thing. It's gonna always be mental. I mean, we're strong. We got a good weight program. These kids are in the weight room every day. We got good coaches pushing them in the weight room, and then some of them lift on their own. We hadn't played anybody that I would just say just mauled us or manhandled us or anything like that. So that's not an issue as far as like the weight program and things like that. It's just more so, just keeping that dog and that mentality in your head of doing your job.
One of the things last week is obviously Jermichael Maxey struggled, but then Selvey came in and produced the only touchdown that you had in the game last week. So the obvious question, are you looking to change that up, considering, Selvey has not played a lot and Maxey has been the guy? Are you, as we get ready for kickoff, have you thought about that?
No, I believe in Jermichael 100%. Sometimes, it's almost like, I hate to use it in them terms, but sometimes people just need a moment to regather themselves and get back to what it is that they're supposed to do. Jermichael won big games for us this year, and there's nothing in my mind that say he still can't do it. It's just me as a coach, I have to find a way to help him. And just going back to that game, maybe just taking him out for a little minute and reprogramming was something that needed to be happening. But that's my quarterback. I'm gonna roll with him. He does everything he's supposed to do in practice. He know the playbook. He know how to get everybody lined up, so I trust him. Just because something went wrong doesn't mean that I, as a coach, or any other coaches or anybody else needs to think less of him. It's more so of getting him back to where he need to be.
On the defensive side of the ball, what has pleased you? What defensively to happen? Get ready for a very good West Point team. I was looking at the numbers of 271 points over the last several games. They're scoring two games in the 20s, one game in the 30s, 4 games in the 40s, 2 games in the 50s. I mean, this team, the last 4 games, is lighting up the scoreboard.
I mean, they West Point. They got that lore about them that, you got to respect who they are. I mean, they got the championships, and we respect championships. They got the culture. They got a lot of different things going on that, when you look at them, you got to say, we playing a formidable opponent. And you know what I'm saying? When you want to be good at something, that's who you want to play. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling the kids all week, this is a state championship game, because they the defending state champs. So in order to even touch a ring or touch a trophy or anything, you got to beat them. So you ain't got to wait till North State. You ain't got to wait till second round like that. You get to do it now, and it's a great opportunity in front of you. And if I thought that we didn't have an opportunity at the game, trust me, I wouldn't be, shooting the bull with you. But I got a good team in that field house, so I know that they can, if we play our A game, we could go toe-to-toe with anybody. So with West Point, defensively with us is I'm just pleased with the way that we're so young on defense and how much fire they play with. They play hard. Um, Got to do a better job of keeping them off the field so long. But you know, they've done everything that I've asked them to do. Everybody on that schedule we didn't play, they didn't went toe to toe with them. It's just we got to score points and kind of help them out a little bit.
We're talking with Vicksburg High coach Chris Lacey. So this team is 10-0, and you talked about them being standard. You follow these things. What has made West Point so good over however many years?
The right people on staff. Um, Coaches are great. They got good coaches. I know them all. They've been there for a minute. You know, you got a junior high coach that's been there 20 years. You know, that right there in itself is, something that
That's unusual.
it's unusual, right? And it's just a guy that's selfless and understands, his job is probably the most important job of them all is getting those guys ready at the feeder program. So they got that going with them. Good culture, fan supported, win, lose, or draw. They always, love West Point. The type of offense that they run, it's not pretty. They're not throwing the ball around 30 times a game. They might throw it twice a night, but there's no selfishness within what they're doing. The community, the alumni, everybody believes in this is the brand of football that we play. And they raise their kids up in it. And that right there in itself gonna eliminate a million different things when you're trying to, build a program. They believe in it. So with that, you get that. And it's just West Point. They standard is championship, you know what I'm saying? And everything that they do is trying to get to that point. So you kind of admire it. You have people that try to imitate it and mimic it, but it's their thing and it works for them.
Well, what you're saying is that a program like that with the championship culture, everybody has to be, as they say, on a string from the JV at 7th grade, 8th grade, all the way up to varsity. Everyone is in lockstep with each other.
Everybody. I mean, even down to the Pee Wee program. I think the Pee Wee guys are running the plays that they run at the high school. So it's just a big feeder program. They get it. And they do it like that in a lot of different places, not just West
Yeah.
Point, but it's a lot of other teams and communities around the state of Mississippi and America that I've observed that kind of have like that same type of model. But it's just what they do, what they believe in, and how they attack it. And then you gotta like it, you gotta admire it, but you get an opportunity to go play against it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take a chance.
Well, in looking at the numbers, to your point, I mean, nothing really jumps off the stat sheet. We've seen teams that run for almost 4,000 yards, 3,000 yards, 2,500. That's a run-heavy team. Seen another team in Cleveland Central that can sling it around, but quarterback Colt Whitcare just 863 yards passing. If you look at the running game, a bunch of guys carry the football. Just nothing just jumps off the sheet. It seems like they're not run heavy or pass heavy. They look a lot of balance there. It seems like.
Right. They I mean, Brett Morgan, who played here at Warren Central, their head coach. He we're familiar with each other, growing up, following him. You just know what type of guy he is. And then just some of the other guys, defense coordinator. Just a lot of those guys, you just know what type of program they got and what they're doing. And again, my biggest thing is just how everybody is indulged in it, from the cafeteria worker all the way down to the mechanic. Like everybody believe in what they're doing, and that's high school football in a nutshell. It's all culture. I mean, it has nothing to do with any of this other stuff. It's what we believe in, and it's the culture. And if you got good culture, and you can see it, then you're gonna have a successful high school program.
Defensively, coach, only 20 points the last 3 games are pretty stingy.
Yeah, they run to the ball, and that's the other thing. They're very simple on defense. They're not doing nothing that is too exotic or anything. It's fundamental defensive football. And when we see the ball, we all 11 people running to get it. And you can see it on film. So that's gonna be a challenge. Is we get our opportunities to find a crease and do what it is we need to do. We need to do it.
So when you look at Vicksburg, your team, in terms of offensively, what you have to do with your running game is been dynamic at times. It's been diverse at times in terms of the different running styles. We talked about your Michael Maxey in the backfield. What has to happen? That's what we do. Love to run the football. In terms of the running game, trying to deal with the stingy defense. What do you see there?
We're gonna have to line up and play complementary football. And what I mean by that is Friday tonight is gonna be run fits and run blocking. Like who can block it better, who can fit it better. And I got a big offensive line that can move people, and they have a challenge in front of them tonight, playing against a real stout D line to just get up there and put it on the ground and just run the ball and play football. And I think if we can do that, we gonna be okay. It's just getting up there and doing it. And I feel like we geared up, we ready to do it. So we just gonna see.
It's just a matter of talking about it, and it's just a matter of doing it. And I think that's did you have to do more talking or less talking this week, knowing that this is the postseason?
No, I mean, like just trying to get and get the kids to understand that, you know, pay attention to the stuff that you've done well and appreciate it. But then whatever we done wrong, we just gotta fix it. And fixing it is just practice. And that's my challenge with my players is just getting them to understand that. Sometimes getting out of your feelings about certain things and just focus on what's in front of us and understand that this is another opportunity. One, for us to play football. Everybody don't get to do this. Two, you going to a state championship game. Like if I'm looking at it like I get an opportunity to play a state title game right now. Like that's it. So I'm gonna give it my all, and I'm trying to get my boys to understand that too. So just go play the game. Play as if you were in your backyard with your friends and you just compete. That same type of fun like energy that you would go back there with. That's what we need to show up Friday with.
So this week is it about just trying to avoid another loss, or is it just, hey, let's just go out and have fun and just
Yeah,
just let it fly?
let's just go have fun because I mean you lose it, it's gonna be time to be watching some basketballs get shot around and get back in the weight room. But if you win it, now it's a whole nother type of deal going on the other side of that mountain. So and me, that's what I want to be like. Everything else is all fine and dandy, but I want to win championship, and you got to have a championship mindset.
Finally, Coach, keys to victory.
Run the ball, fit the run, don't turn the ball over, play good special teams. Do that, gonna be a good ride on the way back home.
I'm not ready for the season to end, Coach.
Nah, I ain't ready for it either. I mean, I want to go to Starkville, so I want the guys to be able to experience that too, and we can. We got a good enough team to do so. So we just gotta go play football.
That's Vicksburg High Coach Chris Lacey, ladies and gentlemen. The playoffs are here. Let's get ready. Coach, we appreciate it.
Sir.
All year long, Coach Lacey, win or lose, has been very gracious in his comments. And just, hey, you got to get ready for the next one. This is the third season, folks, the postseason. It kicks off after this timeout.